Welcome to Film Riot. I'm back and very, very sleep deprived. I have a newborn, so I took some time off, but now I am back to work. That doesn't mean Josh is gone. He's going to be hosting a lot more going forward because he's very good at it. And him and Stark put together an amazing episode on Thursday, which is about the Blade Runner effect. If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. But today we have a few things to talk about, so let's jump right into it. First of all is an update on our contest that we're doing with Film Show, our 1-minute film competition. We have 2 new sponsors, so that means 2 new prizes. So our first place winner is now also going to get a SmallHD 702 series OLED monitor, which is one of my personal favorite monitors, and I always have it on set. Then again, for the first place winner, we also have a $1,000 credit to the store from Action VFX. They have all kinds of assets to use for visual effects like fire and explosions and so on, but there's also going to be a $250 credit for the 5 runners-up as well. So 2 new great prizes added to the list. You still have till November 13th to get your submissions in, so if you haven't gotten started on it, definitely jump on it now. And if you need more info about the contest as a whole, check the notes below. We have a link to the episode where we give all the details. But moving on, every now and again, I like to revisit our standing desk situation at Triune, and recently I have outfitted the entire company with up desks because, like I've said in the past, I think it's really important to be standing a lot more than you're sitting, or at least splitting that time. When I looked into it, I found how many health issues came from sitting all the time, and given what we do, we're sitting most of the day. So when I'm doing 16 to 17 hours a day, I could be sitting that entire time, which is not great. So having something like an up desk is really great to be able to split that up and sit when I'm tired, stand as much as I can. I mean, currently I'm sitting a lot because I'm very tired because newborn, but that's what's great about something like an up desk is you have them motorized. So just right here, you see you have the controller and you just hit a button and that thing's going up and down to whatever level that you're wanting it at. And then you have presets, so you can just hit the preset to where 1 is my sitting, 2 is my standing, and I just hold that down and it goes right to where I want it every single time. But I'm always talking about up desks because those are the ones that we have, because from my research, they're the most solid company out there. I mean, we're even using the original desk that I got, and we've never had any issues with them, and I think it's a 6-year-old desk at this point. I'm not using it now because I have an L desk. I needed more room, and it just works better for the way I work because I have so much stuff on my desk now. So that's another good point. They have a lot of different desks to choose from, different sizes, different shapes. They even have a dry erase board desk, which I had for a while, and I really dug because it's great for keeping notes and whatnot. But even if you're not using an up desk, just look into standing, even if it's just going to IKEA and spending $50 or $100 to get something that's tall that you can stand at to save your back and, you know, for your health. But if you are interested in up desk, check out the notes below. I put some links in there for you, including a deal to their Elements desk, which will save you about $200. Something we've talked about a lot on the show before is the Story Clock notebook. It's something where you can clock your story, help you develop it. I'm using it right now to develop a few stories of my own. It was made by my friend Seth Worley. They kickstarted it, blew past all their goals, was very successful, and they have now parlayed that into a whole company called Plot Devices, and they now have a store online where they're selling filmmaker goodies, and they're going to continue to grow it. And if you go and check out the store, you can already see that it's filled with stuff that at least I know that I want, and you can see where they're headed, which is very exciting. And they have a new product coming out called Storyboard Notebook, which is exactly what it sounds like. It looks amazing. Can't wait to get my hands on that one too. There's a lot of times where I'm just trying to scribble my storyboards fast so I can remember what I was thinking and something that I could quickly show people on set. And it has some assets in there if you're a new filmmaker to get some terminology down, just like Story Clock Notebook had. So definitely check out the website. There's stuff on there for you to grab already that I think you're going to dig. Then something else I talk about a lot, which is Masterclass. I absolutely love the stuff that they put out. The Dustin Hoffman and Kevin Spacey classes were amazing. The Aaron Sorkin class was my absolute favorite. If you want to be a writer or write at all, I definitely think it's worth your money. It's $100, and I think you're getting a lot more value from it than that. I've watched it twice, and it's just filled with all sorts of golden nuggets that flicked on light switches in my brain. But then they have others that I'm not as thrilled with, like the David Mamet class was good, but I don't know that it was worth the money. It just felt like a really long $100 interview with David Mamet. I didn't really pull much from it that was very useful, at least for me. Which then there's the Werner Herzog class, which I didn't bother with because I personally don't like Werner Herzog's work at all, or the way that he thinks about film, and everything I saw from it just solidified that thought, so I just steered clear from that one personally. But now, the most important thing that has ever happened in the history of things that have happened, Martin Scorsese is doing a masterclass, which has blown my mind out of my... I can't believe that they got Martin Scorsese to do a masterclass. I couldn't be more excited about this. I've already pre-ordered it, and I plan to watch it like 17,000 times, so if you like Masterclass and and you want to be a director, definitely check that out. It's $100 to get all of these classes, like hours worth of content with Martin Scorsese. So I don't know. I'm crazy excited about it. They don't sponsor the show. I just really love some of the stuff that they put out. So definitely check that out. Just wanted to make you guys aware of it. If you're a budding filmmaker, entrepreneur, innovator, domain.com is the place to go when that next idea hits you. When you get a domain name from domain.com, you're taking the first steps in creating an identity and vision for your brand or idea. And of course, .com and .net are the two most recognizable domain name extensions, which means those are the ones that are going to help you build your brand and expand your presence online the best. And they're reliable, affordable, and easy to use, but they're making it more affordable by giving you 25% off when you use the coupon code FilmRight at domain.com's checkout. So when you think domain names, think domain.com.
Logo.
So that's it for today, which means it's time to talk about what I'm watching. And recently I rewatched Poltergeist, which is a great horror film, one that I've always loved and one that definitely inspired different filmmakers that came after doing horror. People like M. Night Shyamalan and James Wan were definitely bare minimum inspired by what they saw in Poltergeist. But I rewatched it recently because I found out that Spielberg probably directed that film. Of course, we've all heard the rumors that Spielberg was heavily involved or directed some of or most of or all of Poltergeist, but recently the focus puller of that film, who was on set every single day of the making of that film, came out and said that Steven Spielberg absolutely did direct the entire movie. And even one of the actresses in the film, who said she was only on the film for 6 days, Spielberg directed all of those 6 days. And now rewatching the film, it makes a whole lot of sense that Spielberg would have been the person that actually directed the film, because it felt way more like a Spielberg film than it felt like a Tobe Hooper film, which could of course just been Spielberg's producer hands heavily on the film. But I just thought that was a very interesting bit of film possible true trivia. So I don't know, maybe that makes you want to rewatch Poltergeist like it did for me. But either way, until next time, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.